Blair Miller, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks. Clapping away up here. All right, so I'll start out here with Robert Johnson, and I'll just keep playing. I followed her to the station with a suitcase in one. Followed her to the station with a suitcase in mine. It's hard to tell when all my love's in vain. All my love's in vain. Now on the train, rolled in the station, I looked her in the eye. Train rolled in the station, I looked her in the eye. Felt so sad and lonesome. All I could do is cry, all my love in vain. Now when the train left the station, had two lights on behind. Train left the station, and it had two lights on behind. The blue light was my blue, the red light was my mind. All my love in vain. Thank you. Thank you so much. The first time I heard that, I was a kid. I was, I don't know, 15 or something when the Rolling Stones came out. It was on their first album called Rolling Stones, England's newest hit makers. And I go, wow, what is that? Somewhere along the line, I started looking for the original stuff and found the Robert Johnson stuff. Yeah, here. So this takes me back to my youth. Here's another Robert Johnson. This is If I Had Possession Over Judgment Day. I had possession over Judgment Day. I had possession and over Judgment Day. The woman I'm loving wouldn't have no right to pray. I went to the mountain, I looked as far as I could see. Up on the mountain, looked as far as I can see. Another man's got my woman, lonesome blues got me. I rolled in a tumble, hey, the whole night lien on my body, mortgage on my soul. Slowly walked away. Fold my arms and I slowly walked away. It's alright, I know in my mind, honey. Yeah, trouble come home one day. So run in, mama, sit down on your daddy's knee. Run in, mama, sit on your daddy's knee. Tell you all about how they mistreated me. Thank you so much. Interesting. I threw a lyric in there from another one of his tunes. It's like, that's not I like that. So you got a bonus. It's a bonus. I'm going down to Brownsville, take a right-hand road. I head down to Brownsville, and I'll take the right-hand road. I won't stop till I get to my loving baby's door. The woman I'm loving, she got the gray long curly hair. The woman I love, she got the gray long curly hair. But her mama and papa don't want me around her, so I go down to Brown. Need some loving, baby. Come home with me. Need a little loving, baby. Wants to come home with me. Hey, I'll be your sugar daddy. Baby, I can be your money tree. When I had money, it's hello, country guy. When I had lots of money, it's hello, country guy. When I got broke, it's bye-bye, bye-bye, country guy. So I'm going down to Brownsville, take the right-hand road, get down to Brownsville. Maybe I'll take the right-hand road. Ain't gonna stop till I get to my sweet love, baby's door. And somebody or read somewhere or something, he might have had narcolepsy, and that's why they called him Sleepy John Estes. But interesting to see a guitar player. I'm just nodding right at it on the mic. It's just a beautiful little tune. I'll do a little rocking with it. This is Train I Ride. Train I ride, 60 coaches long. That train I ride, 60 coaches long. An all black train took my baby, and now she's gone. Misty train rolling round the bend, and misty train rolling round the bend. Train took my baby, won't bring her back again. When I heard the whistle blow, it was in the middle of the night. Heard a whistle blow, in the middle of the night. Got down to the station, train was gone with my baby out of sight. So I said, train I ride, 16 coaches long. The train I ride, 16 coaches long. Train took her, now she gone. Very important to get that ballad there again. Thank you so much. Do an original one for you. This is called As Quiet as Can Be. Lightning strikes, y'all takes flight. Lightning strikes, y'all takes flight. Into the night. Black trees are dancing in the wind. Black trees are dancing in the wind. Tonight I lost woman I love, my friend. cloud across the moon, dark cloud across the moon. The woman I love, woman I love, ended too soon. The black road shining like a snake, wet black road shining like a snake. Down that road she drove into the lake. The deer lifts his head to see. What can the trouble be? The deer lifts his head to see. What can the trouble be? The lake is so still now, quiet as can be. Cheerful little deer. Thank you so much. Listen, I'm in open G. It lends itself to some Spanish licks. Happy mistake, like so many guitar guys. Oh man, that sounds cool. Let's build off of that. That's how that one came. So let's see what else. I'll do a Son House for you. And Son House is one of the Robert Johnson, Son House, Charlie Patton, and Charlie Patton was the elder of those three, and then Son House. So it was Charlie Patton, then Son House, and then Robert Johnson was the younger of that group. And I'll tell you, I want to do another Robert Johnson. I'll tell you about Son House. And Son House is a recanting of a meeting with Robert Johnson. And but Son House, like many of the guys that recorded in the late 20s and 30s, as I mentioned earlier, race records, and there was the migration north up to the cities, Chicago, Detroit, for looking for work. At any rate, the blues, Delta blues players, a lot of the greats, stopped playing, it fell out of favor, or they just moved north. And Son House is one of those guys that ended up moving up north. And, but there were some folk singers and stuff around Greenwich Village who, and in California, who said, man, listen to this old, and they had the 78s, and one of the guys was Son House. And so three guys drove down in a Volkswagen into the civil rights torn up strife of the 1964. And there's a really great documentary called Two Trains Running, which is a lick out or a line out of Muddy Waters tune, but the Two Trains. But it's a documentary about these guys leaving from New York City, heading down, in their little Volkswagen into the deep South, where churches were being bombed and blown and burned, and people were being killed and lynched and all that stuff, and they were sort of clueless. They just wanted to try to find Son House. So they went down to Mississippi, to the area around Clarksdale where he was known to have been around. And somebody finally said, well, I think he moved north up to Rochester, New York or something. So, and indeed he was up there working on for the railroad. And so they tracked him down and talked him into starting to come back out and play. And they were able to get him in clubs around Greenwich Village and over in Europe and colleges and stuff. And so they got recognition, and that's where, which is great. Brought him some money and brought him the recognition for the great artists that they were. So this is a sign house called Empire State. Now there was an Empire State that ran out of New York on the New York Central line, and of course trains were the thing. And this is a big streamliner. I actually found a poster of it. I have it home. So this is Sun House. He's very percussive in his style. Probably one of his greatest tunes is Death Letter Blues, which is one of Jack White's a big fan of Sun House too. So I like to link the past stuff with the current guys too. So this is Empire State. I went to the station, leaned against the door. I went to the station, and I leaned against the door. Knew it was the Empire State by the way she blew. You know the Empire State, she runs on Eastern. That train runs on Eastern time. I said the Empire State, man, she run on Eastern time. Rolling us, baby, on the New York Central line. Well, I asked the depot agent, said, hey, depot agent, can I ride the blind? Said, hey, depot agent, can I ride the blind? He said, son, I'd like to help you, but you know that Empire State ain't mine. Well, it was a cruel old fireman and a mean old engineer. Said it was a real cruel fireman and a real mean engineer. Took my baby away, they're both sons sitting here. I'll find me a blue whistle, and the engineer on the bell. Said if I me a blue whistle, engineer on the bell. My baby's on board, waving back at me fairly well. So if you want to go to Chicago, you better get on up quick. If you want to go to Chicago, yeah, you better get on up quick. Just get on board, soon get your business fixed. I'm gonna tell you what that mean train can do. I'm gonna tell you what that mean old train's gonna do. Take your woman away, chuck black smoke back at you. Sun House, you can see that real well. Thank you so much. You know, this is probably controversial, but a lot of the modern blues guys have, so all these Delta guys had such a unique individual style, you know, like that's so different than, they would borrow each other's licks too, but that's, you hear that, I hear that, and I go, oh, that's Sun House, you know. And they were all unique, and and they played, mostly played solo. So they were very free in their timing and the licks they used and all that. So when they moved up, like Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf and those guys, and John Lee Hooker to Detroit, and Muddy and Howlin' to Chicago, they were in bands, so they had to get, everybody had to be at the back on the one chord at the same time, so it got more structured. But in Muddy Waters, you hear a lot of his, I'll do a Muddy Waters on my cigar box here in a second. You hear a lot of the Delta licks, but it's unique, so I like the variety of it. It's fun to play different players, like the Robert Johnson stuff, and then somehow I'll do a Charlie Patton, I think, for you next. So let me tell you a little bit about Charlie Patton. He was down on Dockery Farm, which is a Dockery plantation, which was a real melting pot of all kinds of ethnicities. And he was also part, I think, Choctaw Indian. There's a really cool documentary called Rumble about the Native Americans' influence, their music influence on the blues and stuff. And they were all there in this mix together down there. And anyway, Charlie Patton was a mentor to Howlin' Wolf, actually. And his voice, Howlin' Wolf's style of singing was very much like, it was his natural voice too, but like Charlie Patton. Part of the legend of Charlie Patton is that he got stabbed in the neck in a bar fight. That's why when he's saying it, I don't know if that's true. I like it. It's a good story, But Charlie Patton did, actually Gary Clark Jr., who's one of my favorite current players, sang. Well, Charlie Patton was voted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year, and Gary Clark Jr. just came out with an acoustic guitar and just played a Charlie Patton tune, and it was just, as the English say, brilliant to see all these people just like with their eyes wide open listening to this cool stuff. But I'll do you a Charlie Patton and then maybe do a Tommy Johnson and then watch my time here, because we got lots of stuff. Usually my gigs are often two and mostly 3 hours, so it's like, wow, I can get all this in. So I'm trying to give you the best of the best here. So, all right, so I'll do a Charlie Patton and then go into a Tommy Johnson. So this is called Moon Going Down. And Tommy Johnson's is Big Road Blues. All right. was out at night, heard a loco blow. Out at night, heard a loco blow. I gotta find my rider. Where's that woman getting all that dough? This is Tommy Johnson's Big Road Blue. First heard that Bonnie Raitt do this back in '68. I ain't going down that big road by myself. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Ain't gonna go down that big road by myself. I can't carry you, honey. I'll carry somebody else. You know the rising sun don't shine in my back door someday. I'll say the sun, the crying sun's gonna shine in my back door someday. The window change, blow my blues away. So why you wanna do me like you did? Just like you did, Cherry Red. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Why you wanna go do me like you did, Cherry Red? You took that poor boy's money. Yeah, baby, you ain't gonna get mad. Don't the sun look lonesome sitting down behind that tree? Don't you hear me talking, baby? Think that sun looks so lonesome, sits down behind that tree. So sad when your woman gets up and leaves. And I ain't going down that big road by myself. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Ain't gonna go down that big road by myself. I can't carry you, honey. Carry somebody else. Yeah, let's do the road. Gotta get tuned for this one. It's one of my favorite Robert Johnson's. It's called Come On In My Kitchen. Woman I love took with my best friend. The joker got lucky and got her back again. Come on in my kitchen, it's about to be raining outdoors. She's gone, she won't come back. Took the last nickel out of a nation's sack. Come on in my kitchen, it's bound to be raining outdoors. Hear the wind blow, wind's howling. Come on in my kitchen, it's bound to be raining outdoors. When a woman gets in trouble, everybody puts her down, looking for a good friend, none can be found. Come on my kitchen, it's bound to be raining, I know. Winter time's coming, gonna be slow. Came into Winnipeg, let's drive on some. Come on, in my kitchen, it's bound to be raining, bound to be raining, I know. Yeah, that's Robert. That's Robert. That's one of my favorite ones. I think I'll switch out to the cigar box here. I'm warning the sound. The two guitars have such different power levels to them because it's a big steel body, you know, with a bigger pickup. There's art to getting guitars cleanly off your head, especially when you got a hat on.
I've knocked them off many times.
So I talked a little bit about these cigar boxes. Some of folks weren't here yet, but essentially the poor guys in the South who didn't have money would go get scrap cigar boxes and a broom handle or a scrap piece of lumber and fashion a guitar. And cigar box guitar. They also made gourd banjos and so they, in I don't remember how many years back, but at least maybe, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, they started kind of coming around and then it got popular to make them. So there's, I met a guy from Boyne City that he and other guys that make cigar box guitars get together behind a back room at Subway or something. I think they used to meet at Red Sky Stage too over in Petoskey. You guys know about them? And they're cool. This one's got 5 strings. It's tuned to open G. Probably the most popular is the 3-string. There are the 1-stringers too. They don't necessarily need to be a cigar box to make that up. Make them out of all kinds of things, but it's a diddley bow. And the famous bluesman Bo Diddley kind of flipped it so this became his name. But that's I've got a couple 1-string ones at home, but it's hard to get a lot going out of those because you just get that 1 string. But the guys that play them, it's amazing. The other thing they would do is take a nail and a piece of wire across either down on their porch. B.B. King had that, I think, or just along the side of the wall, and then just take a can or a butter knife or whatever they had, and it's amazing. And there's some Lomax who went down south and did a lot of there's some. I think if you look on YouTube, you can find some of those guys playing that stuff. So amazing stuff. And so anyway, this is the cigar box. Want to give me a little more volume on it? Get all the women dove. If the river were whiskey, I was a diving dove. Drink my way to the bottom, never would come up. I was a catfish, swimming in the deep blue sea. I was a catfish, swimming in the deep, deep blue sea. Them all the pretty women, fishing after me. Just found out my troubles just begun. Volume good out there for you guys in this ear? On the guitar? Yeah? Okay. So tired of crying, I'm out on the road again, I'm so tired of crying, I'm out on the road again. Ain't got no woman, ain't got no special friend. First time I lived was out in the rain and snow, in the rain and snow. First time I left was in the rain and snow. And I didn't have no pharaoh, didn't have nowhere to go. mama, don't you cry no more. Don't you cry no more. Take a chip from me, mama, don't you cry no more. 'Cause soon in the morning, soon in the morning, soon in the morning I'll be gone. I ain't going down that big road all by myself, by myself. Ain't gonna go down that big road by myself. If I can't carry you, baby, here's somebody else, somebody else. It's a boogie bag, can't heat. Thank you. The blues guy that wrote that was Blind Joe Reynolds. Alicia, can you give me just a little more like tenor? A little more trouble.
All right.
That's good. Drifting and drifting, just like a ship out on the sea. Drifting and drifting, like a ship out on the sea. You got nobody, baby. Whole wide world to care for me. You know if my baby, she'd only come back home to me. Oh, if my baby only come back home to me. Feel much better. You start having me a friend. Listen, I gave all my money. What more can a poor man do? All my money. What more can a poor man do? Sweet thing, honey, you know you cannot be true. So I'm drifting and drifting, just like a ship out on the sea. Drifting and drifting, ship out on the sea. You got nobody, baby. Whole wide world, but in the whole wide world, care for me. We'll do one more on this one. This is my version of Crossroads by Robert Johnson. What? So, legend about Robert Johnson is Son House recants a tale where Robert Johnson was around a roadhouse, and Charlie Pat was there, but I know Sunhouse was there and some other blues guys. And so it was an all-night party kind of thing they're playing, and Robert Johnson came and said, hey, can I get up there? And they kind of knew who he was, and kind of pestered him and stuff, the younger guy, And he played harmonica, but as I understand it, but he wasn't known as a guitar player. So he came up to Sunhouse, and Robert Johnson came up to Sunhouse and said, hey, when you guys are taking your break, can I get up there and play? And so they reluctantly said, all right. And so they were outside drinking and having a cigarette, and they heard this horrible racket. They ran back in and they got the guitar from Robert Johnson and said, oh man, you're just horrible, you can't, these people you'll get hurt here if you play like that. So and then Robert Johnson was gone, and nobody knew where he was. I think the guy's name was, Pete's over here, I think it was Ike Zimmerman maybe? Down in Alabama, and is where Robert Johnson probably actually went and studied. And he obviously was a prodigy and a genius, because when he came back to the roadhouse, already to Sunhouse again, comes back in and says, hey, can I get up there? And I don't know if he had his own guitar then or not, but they again reluctantly said, yeah, man. And he got up and started playing, and he played the absolutely amazing stuff that Robert Johnson played. And Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones talks about hearing Robert Johnson the first time ago, and he said to the guy that played it for him, how many people are playing guitar in that? It's just him, just Robert Johnson, but he can do, which is something I still struggle with, a polyrhythm stuff with his thumbs doing something independently of his fingers are doing independent things, and it's just miraculous. And his lyrics, that come out in my kitchen. But the legend also was that Johnson went down to the crossroads and sold his soul to the devil. And said to the devil, will you tune my guitar, and therefore I'll be the greatest blues guitarist ever. And that's the legend. But there's a real good Delta player out of Vermont. His name is Scott Ainsley, and he talks about that historically, if you listen to the lyrics to this, and then of course Cream with Eric Clapton did the version that I heard first of Crossroads, but that there was a curfew on blacks. So if you were a black blues player or black period walking along the country road out there somewhere in Mississippi or Alabama or Louisiana, you didn't want to be out there. And there was the sundown law, so that you had to get in. And he talks in the song, he says, I'm standing at the crossroad, rising sun going down. And so if you listen, he's trying to get a woman to take him in, he's trying to flag a ride, and so to me it made sense. And yeah, that's I can get into that, but there's a real fun movie called Crossroads. Yeah, you guys seen that? With Ralph Macchio. But it's a cool story. And Ry Cooder is the great slide player, guitar player, period, who does a lot of the sound score, the main part of the sound score. There's a big guitar face-off at the end with Steve Vai. It's great. It's good stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to do Crossroads, my version of it. Went down to the crossroads. Okay, thank you so much. I'm switching tires, I can get my triphone out so you guys can hear what that sounds like. Cigar box is fun, isn't it?
Does it open up?
It does, yeah, it does. And actually, this is this company is called. Their website's really awesome to look at. He's now making. He started out making just the cigar boxes. Now I have a resonator by him too, but it's called Daddy Mojo. He's up in Montreal. His website's just awesome. It's got a. You can pick which one which old cigar box label you want on here. They have the ones with the Spanish girls with the roses in their teeth and nothing else. I'm bad on that. I don't want to do that stuff. So, but he was a French-Canadian up in Montreal art student and just loves the blues and that tone and started making these, and he got written up in some international magazines, and it's just taken off for him. But his skills are just amazing where he's got to now. But it's worth looking him up. So as I mentioned, the silver guitar up here is that body's made out of steel, but they also make resonators out of brass and wood. This is laminated maple, I think. And this has 3 cones under this plate. You can sort of see the Art Nouveau decoration style on it. Came out of the 30s. And they also make these in bright shiny chrome, both types, with a lot of awesome etching on them. Little side note too, the Hawaiian slack key guys got into them back in the 30s. And, that awesome Hawaiian slide. They played them flat, most typically, like the Dobros. Dobro and resonator are kind of the same animal. They're a little different setup in terms of the bridge and all that stuff, but they're or the saddle, and so but the country guys play them and do that flat stuff. Jerry Douglas with what's her name? Alison Krauss. He's a fantastic dobro player.
Here, let me get this tuned up here.
Am I talking too much for you guys? Or you Like I said, I started talking about this stuff, and just somebody will come up to me at a gig, and pretty soon their eyes might glaze over, and they're like, "Oh, okay, thank you so much, thanks." No, I wasn't done yet.
Oh, we're getting close. All right, let's see what happens here.
Probably want to go down on the body, but it's a lot more powerful than the cigar box. How long, oh how long is that evening train been gone, oh how long? Baby, how long? Went to the station, didn't see no train, down in my heart, in an aching pain, oh how long? Baby, how long I would ride the road just to see you again. Oh, how long? Baby, baby, how long? If I could holler like a mountain jack, I would holler. I'd bring my baby back. Oh, how long? How long that train may go? Now, if you don't believe I'm singing, but the whole I'm in, you don't believe me, babe? What a fool I've been. Oh, how long? Babe, how long? That is blues that's called How Long by Leroy Carr. Thank you. Chapel Hill's on the ball. Go Chapel Hill, get a drink of alcohol, do the boogie. Chapel Hill boogie. Boogie people, boogie all night long. I was standing on the corner, drinking my hand. You come by, say, that's my man, do the boogie. Chapel Hill boogie. All night long, and all the little chicks standing around on the boogie when the sun goes down. Do the boogie, Chapel Hill boogie, and boogie people boogie all night long. Tin Tap is right. Go Tin Tap, let's have a fuss and fight. Do the boogie, Chapel Hill boogie. Boogie people, boogie all night long. This next one's In the Pines. And first time I heard it in a bluegrass group was, it's by Leadbelly. And I was playing it, and somebody younger than me, which there are a lot of people more that are younger than me, said, oh, that's Kurt Cobain. And did that in the Unplugged. And I said, oh, really? And, but it's cool, you know, that he did it. That's where a lot of folks know it from. So, but anyway, this is my version of In the Pine. My girl, don't you lie to me. Tell me where'd you sleep last night? In the pines, where the sun never shines. Shivering the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? In a pine, where the sun never shines. No shiver the whole night through. My husband was a railroad man. It was found in a driver's wheel. His body was never found. My girl, where will you go? In the pines where the sun never shines. Shiver the whole night through. Oh, you called me to weep, you called me to moan, you called me to your home. So let's see. All right, this one's by a bluesman named Barbecue Bob. About 1920, late 20s, he and his brother down in Atlanta had a barbecue business, and there's a great picture of him with his 12-string playing. And he also recorded race records. And this is one called Motherless Child by him. There's different Motherless Child titles, songs, but anyway, Clapton did this on an album From the Cradle, but he didn't give him credit. That always bugs me because it said at time of printing, unknown, where it's supposed to have the unknown. All you had to do is Google it. But it was kind of before Google, but it would have been easy to find it. But so that's where I first heard it. But it's a great song. So kind of a little twist at the end too. I had to go so far, get my hand on board. Had to go so far, get my hand on board. Had a lot of women there, and I will let my own hand bone burn. And I did more for you than your daddy ever done. Did more for you than your daddy ever done. You're not jealous, old man never give you enough. If you see two women always walking hand in hand, if you see two women always walking hand in hand, bet your bottom dollar one's got the other one's man. So I'm going down to the river, give me a tango rocking chair. Down to the river, give me a tango rocking chair. The blues overtake me, man, I'll rock away. If the blues gets me, I'll rock away from here. That is Barbecue Live. Thank you guys, thank you so much. Holy smokes. All right, we'll switch out here. Oh, you. It's confusing up here, you guys just don't know. All these cables. Get this into open D. All right, so I'm gonna do, I haven't done Mississippi Freddie McDowell for you yet. So I'm gonna do Highway 61. McDowell was, you guys, some of you folks might remember Stuckey's. Went through the south, sold pecan logs. There was one outside, I think he's from Como, Mississippi, but anyway, he pumped gas there when he wasn't out on gigs and stuff. He sort of, not super famous, but a guy drove up looking for him, a guy from the north. said, by the way, I'm looking for Mississippi Fred McDowell. McDowell said, well, that's me. So his office, where he took calls for gigs and stuff, was inside the Stuckey's. And he said, well, I'm almost done here. Why don't you come over home with me and meet my wife? And so this guy got to go sit in the kitchen for Mississippi Fred McDowell. Play it. He's a hill country player. Anyway, so this is Highway 61. Highway 61 is the longest road I know. Oh, that Highway 61, longest road I know. Runs all the way from Chicago down to my loving baby's door. Some people say that Greyhound bus don't run. Some people go tell him Greyhound bus don't run. You don't believe me? Come down to West Memphis, look down old Highway 61. Want somebody play, see somebody for me. Want somebody to go and see somebody for me. See my little baby, you know she's alright by me. I should happen to die, baby, before you think my time has come. I should happen to go die before you think my time has come. Take and bury my body down there on Highway 61. Yeah, bury me, baby, down along 61 road. Take and bury me, baby, long 61 road. I'll wait for the Greyhound, come and take my soul. I said Highway 61, longest road I know. Well, that Highway 61, longest road I know. Runs all the way from Chicago down to the Gulf of, from Chicago to the Gulf of Mexico. Thank you so much. That's great. Mississippi Fred McDowell. Oh, the man who stole the water will swim forevermore. He'll never reach the land on that golden shore. That faint white light, hold his heart until he's just a memory, lost in the dark. Dig a hole don't you try to dig a little deeper? I heard that first on an album with Ben Harper, who I'm a big fan of, and the Blind Boys of Alabama did it. I think it's Dylan and Danny O'Keefe or something that wrote it. It's awesome.
So let me see, shoot.
All right, well,
Darn. So let me,
let's wrap up with a famous Robert Johnson. It's called Dust My Room, which Elmore James did. It's a classic blues, but it's just, I like it a lot. Can you give me more bass on the guitar? This needs a lot of thump to it. It's necessary. my little world, I go, crank the bass way up. That's pretty good. All right, let's go. Thank you so much.